Well, welcome back, active day traders, swing traders, and everybody else here wants to learn about the market. So we're going to hit a couple of different things here tonight. Number one, I just want to regarding the S&P and the big picture. So we had this big negative divergence back over here, which obviously, as you guys know, inside of WealthCharts is a very powerful and fast-acting tool to And after that, we went ahead and we went down, and now we've spent a lot of time just to get right back up where we're at. So I wanted you to see this here because this is kind of the level to beat. It's been exciting to see the action the last few days. We'll talk about that on a prop trading, intraday, futures trading perspective in a few minutes. But as we talk about the bigger picture first, a couple things, we're getting some overbought indications down below. You'll notice here we are much higher. When we were making these highs over here, we had a lot higher highs over here than we do on the energy signals down over here. So we're kind of losing some energy. We don't have as much energy to get back up there as we're trying to break those key levels, right? And then finally, one of my key indicators that I like, if I'm looking for a long, want to be above this white line. We're kind of hitting back to that resistance right here, right now. So we're hitting resistance there, not as much energy here, and kind of overbought here. So what I want to see, and this applies to swing traders and day traders alike, I want to really get above that area that we just talked about. I want to break above this, show that it's now support, to look for takeoff to higher levels. Very important to that process. Otherwise, right now, this area is a little bit of a danger zone, given all the reasons I just talked about down below and the negative divergence in the backdrop, which is resistance. Now, before we move on to the day trading side, just kind of a reminder, I want to close the loop on what we showed you last week. If you guys were following my presentation throughout the week last week, I showed four key markets at the beginning of the week, and then we followed them through for the rest of the week. AAL, TPR, J-bill, and BSX. Those were the top four there when I showed it at the beginning of the week. And then, of course, ISRG and ANET went ahead and were very high up there the whole week as well. But if we just take a look at that, AAL just hit a new high here today. TPR just hit a new high today. Remember, I showed this to you Monday of last week, and now here we are a week and a half later, and look what's happened. Just absolutely phenomenal. J-bill went ahead and just made a new high. You guys get the point, right? Go back to Boston Scientific. That one and just made a new high here today. So it's so important that you went ahead, and these two I did not focus on because they were not in the top four, but look at that. Major new high here, and ISRG was right up there in the top ones as well. New high. You get the point. So we looked at the seasonality. We looked at the scores. Use Wealth Scanner. Take a look at Wealth Scanner inside of WealthCharts. It is a huge tool for equity and options traders on a swing trade basis there in a big way, okay? And then as we get into the day trade side, so of course we had the bullishness walking in the door this morning, as you saw on the daily charts. We had resistance up above, right, which I pointed out to you, and notice as we were getting closer to that resistance, we wound up with a negative divergence on an intraday basis here as well. So first we kicked off this morning with a beautiful, what did I teach you last week? We want to see the champion trend. We want to see the champion cross. I want to see wealth signals that usually happen where? Near the beginning of trends and breakout forecasters. Then that means we pull back into the champion cross, come back out. That's a great buy signal there. And then that led to off to the races. Then that fired actually off another wealth signal, which is kind of uncommon in the middle like that. But then more breakout forecasters, meaning we expect higher highs, and after a pullback, we expect at least another higher high, right? Well, then we pulled back, and then it came back out for another re-entry opportunity over here called the resumption trade, which I taught you throughout the week last week, like here and here and here. We talked about those all throughout the week, right? But then notice when it made the higher high this time, it actually even fired off a breakout forecaster. Remember what I told you? It's so critical. No other platform in the world. I've asked people repeatedly, tell me another platform that's as fast acting and marks the divergences basically to the bar, and nobody was identifying one. And so it's nice to see right away when, we're getting a negative divergence, and then down the hatch it went for a bit. And so great great place to pull back, right? So then we just kind of wandered. It started firing off a sell signal. Well, am I interested in a sell signal though in this uptrend? No. What did I tell you the other day? I'd rather look for fresh re-entry buys. So what did it do? It started going back to a champion trend buy. But what else did I tell you I want? I told you I want to see at least a champion cross. Well, guess what? When it did the champion cross, look what it else also did there. It fired off a brand new wealth signal and a breakout forecaster. So what does that mean? I can now look for the fresh longs again. And what did it do? It took right back off again. Does that make sense? So these are the kind of signals, these are the kind of strategies. If you're day trading futures for yourself, if you're prop trading, if you're doing intraday, 0-day DT options, you're doing this like with the S&P or so, these are the kind of, these are the kind of things that you need to know and follow through with. And remember, I did the training all last week there inside of WealthCharts and the videos. They're in the WealthCharts TV section here. But you follow through because everything I taught you last week, right? Whether it's how to use these divergences and resistance, whether it's Wealth Scanner a week ago Monday, so 10 days ago, we went ahead and we talked about these tools, and they're all basically hitting these new highs, new relative highs here. At a week and a half later, they're still performing. So the point is, there's so much to learn whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, just getting started in the prop trading world, wherever you are. There's really powerful follow-throughs with this. So I hope this helped you a little bit tonight. We'll look forward to doing additional videos, as will Ziad and Dr. Keith Wade, all sorts of great people doing great videos here to supplement your education every day. And so I hope this makes a lot of sense. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll look forward to seeing you in upcoming videos. Take care, everyone, and thanks for being the world's greatest students. Bye-bye for now.